Hi folks, I'm Divok and welcome to the Spellbreak class preview for the Pyromancer. If you want to be a destructive force covering the battlefield in your blazing fury, hurling explosive orbs to carry out your will, then you will want to play the Pyromancer in Spellbreak. The Pyromancer is, as you might expect, a fire-wielding mage. With a slower projectile attack and a huge area of effect abilities, the Pyromancer is a dictator of the battlefield. They decide where you can and cannot fight, and if you aren't able to get some distance, you're fighting a lost cause. The Pyromancer's abilities are just as visceral and explosive as one might imagine. Landing a fireball on your enemy sends forth a cloud of fire and smoke, which can also make the area around that enemy a danger. Pyromancers really were built for the destructive player, those who like to make things go boom. You aren't the ice cool guy who doesn't watch the explosive kill, you sit there and bathe in it, taking in all of your own glory. The Pyromancer dons a gauntlet completely ablaze. The Pyromancer gauntlet deals 30 damage on a direct hit and costs 25 mana to cast. To put that in some perspective, you have 100 mana in health when full, and mana regenerates quickly, effectively like a reload, allowing you to fire 4 shots before a quick break to recover. This means 3 direct hits are almost enough to fully kill an enemy, leaving them with 10 health, and you with 25 mana still to play with. The basic attacks are a slow moving, or at least in terms of Spellbreak anyway, projectile, which explodes on impact, dealing full damage to anyone directly hit, and part damage to anyone caught in the explosion radius. This includes the caster, so unless you have accounted for it, be careful when casting your basic attacks at close range or in confined areas, as you'll end up dealing damage to yourself with the explosion. The secondary attack, or ultimate ability of the Pyromancer Gauntlet, is Flame Ball. This summons a huge goal for fire in a rectangle in front of the caster, dealing damage over time to anyone caught in it, and creating a nice, long-lasting fire field for you to utilise. The Pyromancer's passive is called Phoenix's Rebirth. Phoenix's Rebirth is actually more of a one-time reactive ability than a passive, giving the Pyromancer a distinct advantage with it up, but leaving it lacking an ability once it has been used. The passive ability triggers when you would take lethal damage. Instead of dying, it protects you in a huge sphere of bright flame, and after a quick animation, you're released alive with 50% of your total health and a temporary speed boost and damage immunity buff. Once triggered, the passive though, is lost. Phoenix's Rebirth allows you to play hyper aggressive. Health to you is but a resource that can be expended to gain an advantage, as you'll know you'll be coming back. Just make sure to bring your enemy down to at least below 50% health, or you will have wasted your efforts and lost your passive to still be at a disadvantage. That being said, Phoenix's Rebirth can of course be used defensively too. If you're caught off guard, or you're caught in the crossfire, and all hope is lost, then Phoenix's Rebirth can save you, allowing you to take the hit, then use your temporary immunity and speed boost to flee the battle, or take up a better position. This of course also means newer players will have that safety net. If you're brand new to Spellbreak, and you find yourself getting caught by surprise too often to enjoy a full round, try the Pyromancer. That second life might be just the thing you need. The first Pyromancer scroll is Born of Fire. Born of Fire is a healing ability that grants the user passive healing when consumed by fire, as well as making the user immune to their own fireball explosions. The scroll grants 2 healing per second at level 1, 4 healing per second at level 2, and 6 at level 3, so long as you're stood in the fire. Born of Fire synergizes perfectly with the Gauntlet's ultimate ability, Flame Ball, as that summons a sustained pit of fire in which you can stand to help conceal yourself while healing, thanks to the scroll. Healing in Spellbreak can be a bit of a pain to achieve normally. There are health potions in the game that let you recover lost health, but it's a channeled effect, meaning you need to stand still for a period of time while using it. This either means you need to be extremely vulnerable, or spend the time to find a safe place to recover. Recovering health with Born of Fire lets you stand in the flames, which can work as pretty decent cover, and doesn't lock you into an animation, so you can continue to cast your spells to try and kill your opponent. Not to mention this can just keep ticking up in health during battle, which could be the very difference between a win or a loss. The next Pyromancer scroll is Ignite. Ignite is an offensive ability that applies ticking damage to enemies you hit with your blazing abilities. The scroll deals 3 damage at level 1, 6 damage at level 2, and 9 damage at level 3 per second for 3 seconds, making a total of 9 damage at level 1, 18 damage at level 2, and 27 damage at level 3, which is very nearly the same as a direct hit of your attack. Ignite can offer up that extra bit of damage, or at least pressure, to finally crack your opponent and take the win. However, at the early levels it does struggle to feel impactful, on the damage side, but ramps up exponentially each time. While the damage on Ignite might not be that hot, one thing it does allow is to keep tabs on your enemies. If an enemy is taking damage from you, a little number is displayed on your screen. This is the same for damage over time, so if you set them on fire and they teleport behind some cover, you will clearly be able to see where they went and continue the chase. Finally, you're able to set yourself on fire with Ignite, which would usually be a terrible idea. However, if you have the Born of Fire scroll unlocked, this will trigger its effect, allowing you to heal over time while on the move. The final Pyromancer scroll is Lasting Burn. Lasting Burn is a utility that adapts your basic attacks so that they leave a pool of fire burning wherever they land. The scroll leaves behind this burning patch of land for 5 seconds at level 1, 10 seconds at level 2, and you guessed it, 15 seconds at level 3. Lasting Burn is a great way to gain even more area denial as a Pyromancer. You can already force your enemy out of a large swathe of land with your ultimate Flame Wall, but with Lasting Burn you can turn the entire battlefield into a blazing inferno, making your opponent play the floor is lava while you rain basic attacks in on them. Lasting Burn combos very effectively with Born of Fire, as it not only saves you from taking damage of your own basic attacks, which in turn trigger Lasting Burn, but you can stand in these pools of fire that are created to heal over time. Flaming Fields are also fantastic for creating combos with your secondary class in Gauntlet, so Lasting Burn is a fantastic addition to raise the profile of your other classes too, supporting both the Pyromancer you are, as well as your other choice. The Gauntlet combos available to the Pyromancer currently are Earth, Air and Poison, with a potential argument for Ice or Lightning too. When an Earth attack is sent through fire, be that a Flame Wall or Lasting Burn, it carries the fire with it, making it even more deadly, and the Earth based attack even creates another wall of fire when doing so, carrying the effect onwards. When Poison attacks are sent at the fire, the result is a very quick flash of extreme damage that is done in an instant. It takes two types of attack that usually present slow damage over time effects, combines them, and turns them into an instantaneous deadly team. Be careful though, as this can damage the Pyromancer who originally tamed that fire, so this is one to use from a distance. When fire attacks are combined with air, the air takes on the flames themselves, assumedly doing more damage. Use this method to create twisting vortexes of fire, or to simply empower your air basic attacks with a bit of fiery justice. Finally, when ice is sent at fire, it creates steam. Little is known of the effect of steam has, only that when lightning is shot at it, the silence effect is created. So perhaps find a friend who either likes ice or lightning, and practice some silence combos together. Thank you for watching the Spellbreak class preview for the Pyromancer. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to like and subscribe as it really helps the channel out, or go check us out on Twitter so you never miss another video.